Welcome to the week that was. I'd like to share a short reflection on what's happened this week and what it tells us about culture, leadership, and behaviour inside organisations. This was the week that saw the chair of Southeast Water resigning following criticism of the organisation's leadership and culture. For me, one phrase stood out in the reporting. The company had a family feel. Now, normally that sounds positive, supportive, loyal, close-knit. But in this case, it appears to have contributed to something more dangerous. A culture where challenge became harder. The criticism centred around leadership becoming insulated, problems being downplayed, weak accountability, and finally stakeholder trust deteriorating. And it's a reminder that culture problems rarely begin with bad intentions. They begin when good intentions are interpreted in ways that quietly shape behaviour. Because words like family, respect, alignment can all carry a hidden message. Don't rock the boat. And this is where culture becomes practical. People feel speaking up creates tension. Challenging senior people is uncomfortable. Loyalty matters more than candour. Then over time, risks surface later. Decision-making weakens. Blind spots grow. This is not because people are incapable, but because the environment in which they work subtly shapes behaviour. So there are a number of management levers that I'd like to focus on. If leaders want to understand whether this is happening inside their own organisation, they need to look in 4 areas. First of all, from a hiring perspective, are you recruiting people who will constructively challenge or aim to fit in? In terms of training, are you teaching technical competence only or helping people learn how to speak up and navigate difficult conversations? In terms of leadership tone, do leaders genuinely welcome challenge or reward agreement? In terms of incentives, what actually gets recognised? Truth-telling and escalation, or smooth delivery and keeping the peace? Because culture doesn't live in value system, it lives in these systems. And this is the uncomfortable reality. Some of the biggest cultural risks emerge from environments that appear healthy on the surface. Friendly, collegiate, harmonious. But where underneath, people slowly learn that it's better not to push too hard. So the reflection this week is simple. What do the words in your culture actually encourage? And what might they unintentionally discourage? Because culture rarely breaks loudly. More often it drifts quietly through the behaviour people learn are the safest. That's the lesson from this week that was. I will be exploring the art of the difficult conversation in a bit more depth in my Culture Matters newsletter on Monday. Thank you.